This is KUGAN CASSIUS for Rifle TV in association with Macklin's Gym Mobile with the final press conference for Groves de Louisa here at Stratford Circus. Not a bad little venue.
It's nice, isn't it?
It's alright.
It's nice. Stratford's changing. Tell you what.
You used to go Stratford Rex, didn't you, back in the day?
No, it's too.
White.
No, I was too young for that. Rex was a little bit before my time.
Rex was hardcore in its
Was it?
day. Yeah, go there a lot.
What about the warehouse?
Don't know about that. You used to go Fabric, I heard as well.
I've never been Fabric once. I'll tell you what though, I walked out of the station, walked down here, Stratford is changing. When I was about 14, I was doing leafleting for Leighton Orient Football Club season ticket applications. And we were doing all the stations, rush hour, morning and evening. And we always used to get either chased or abused for doing it by locals. And Stratford was always the one where we used to get most ag. But now it seems quite pleasant.
Quite pleasant. Multicultural.
Yes.
Right. Spoke to you the other day. Any updates on our favourite fight that you could make happen this year?
Bellew Chilemba 3?
No, try again.
Brook-Khan.
Brook-Khan.
Small, yeah. I mean, listen, if you would have asked me 48 hours ago what I think of Brook-Khan at me, I would have probably told you it was dead and a waste of time. But as we stand here today, I'm quite hopeful. You know, I think.
Is it edging closer?
Are you looking for a title
Correct.
for your?
Correct.
Yeah. Use that, edging closer.
Edging
I like that,
closer.
and it's about right. See you later, George. See you, mate. I think it's
Hello,
right. You know, it's edging closer. I think that's the right term to use.
Okay. How is it edged closer?
Just when there's dialogue and when there's communication, you're always hopeful. And you know, I think everyone's talking to try and make this done, to get done. You know, I think Kel's dad even had a chat with Amir's dad. You know,
really?
It would have been a good one for your video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking to Hearn and his team. My dad spoke to Amir via Twitter, direct messages. I think Amir was on to Adam Smith this morning. You know, I think, and what that means is everybody wants to fight, which is great news. So I know Amir said that, you know, Kel don't want the fight. I don't want. This is a fight we've wanted for a long time. You know, and you have to understand, Kel didn't want anything less than 50-50 in this fight. He felt, I'm world champion, this is a voluntary defence. You know, I'm the one who's pushing him to take less. And he understands that as well. Although you've got to understand the animosity here. You know, this is almost a career-long thing between these two. So I'm pushing them down as far as I can. I'm, you know, getting creative and just trying everything to make this happen. And I think what needs to happen is Amir needs to probably explore the Danny Garcia fight and see what the opportunities are there in terms of the money. You know, I presumed it would be a 70-30 split. But apparently Jose Sulaiman said 50-50, so it's a little bit more money, but it's still probably half in terms of what can be made from the Brook fight. So I think when that's presented to you and you see it, I think something in your head's got to say, we've got to get this made. But you know, all the messages that have been going back and forth are, is we want this fight, you know, from Amir and Kel, and I think it'll get made. And I said that to you probably a week before Quick-Frampton got made. So
positive signs.
But my strike rate's not always 100%, as we know.
I'm going to be a bit of a pessimist here. Brook-Khan doesn't happen. People are talking about obviously Amir's options and you know, Garcia, etc.
I think
has Brook got, what options has Brook got?
Yeah, I mean, look, we're world champion, so we've got a lot of options. But it's in terms of where do you want those options to be? Do you want to go to America for a big fight? Do you want to try and bring a big name over here? It's difficult. Would Garcia come to the UK? I don't think so. Would Thurman, if he beats Port? I don't think so. But do we go there? If Bradley beats Pacquiao, which actually I think he will, he'd come here. That could be a fight for us, 100%. But so when you're world champion, you've got options. Don't worry about that. Listen, the biggest option, by a long way, is Amir Khan, and that works both ways.
Isn't this a fight though where, no disrespect, obviously Kell Brook is world champion, but isn't this one of these fights where the fight is bigger than the title?
Yeah, but you can't. You know, when you're in that position, you have to be respected as the champion. You have to be respected as 35-0. You have to be respected as you know, #1 in a Ring magazine or wherever he is. He's a top level fighter, and you need a dance partner. And I always refer back to David Haye giving Tyson Fury 50-50 when they went to box, and the difference in the commercial size of both fighters was huge. But you need the dance partner to have this kind of payday, and I think, you know, we're at a level now where we're certainly not going any lower with our proposals, and it's been an absolute mission getting to where we are. But, you know, again, when you look at the money, it's just, you know, I look at it and think, wow.
Will this be a bigger, could it be a bigger event, purse-wise, money-wise, gate-wise?
Yes.
Than Foxgroves?
Yes.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah, we're more experienced in the fight, you know, in terms of the costs, in terms of the revenues. There's a lot more money from US TV for this fight than there was for Foxgroves. So yeah, this, you know, the revenues from this fight certainly surpass the revenues for Foxgroves too.
Okay. Right, Copper Box this week. 14 card deal. It's a long night for people going.
It's always difficult, you know. You're always trying to slot fighters in at the end of December because everybody wants to fight, and you're also trying to put people in end of January because, you know, they didn't box at the end of the year, and, you know, some fighters just work out schedule wise, and we have a number of fights, a lot of title fights as well. Great card in my opinion, you know, some really good. I think probably one more for the trade fans, the sort of genuine boxing fans. A lot of 50-50s on the card, and I think Groves to Louis will be an explosive fight as well. So, you know, the televised fights, you've got Ben Hall, who's a really good young talent, against Chris Adjadur, so it's a local fight, both Essex boys, for the Southern Area title. You've got Mackenzie against Kelvin Young, which is obviously an interesting story in itself. Ryder against Kamitsky is a great fight, and everything on the line for John Ryder in that fight. You know, he's fighting for his career, but he's fighting for probably his championship and televised career with that fight, and it's a tough way to try and achieve that. Martin against Hibbert is just a great fight. You know, both sold about 1,500 tickets between them for that fight. It's going to be a great atmosphere, and looking forward to Copper Box. Never done a show there, and it's a great venue, and you know, we have about 5,000 in. I think it'd be a great atmosphere.
Spoke to Khaled Sowland. He said he's going to contest the WBC's decision to make Mohammadi and Callum Smith
he didn't tell me that.
Final eliminator.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Tough. It's been ordered. It's been sanctioned, and it happened on April the 2nd.
I wanted to talk to you about Stephen Smith the other day. We've kind of run out of time, so an update on.
Yeah, we were due to fight on March 26th, and they've asked for a change to that date. It looks like it'll be April 9th or April 16th. Now we're just waiting for a final call from Lou DiBella.
April 9th. Okay.
In America.
In America.
Yeah.
Okay. So when should that be confirmed?
In the next 48 hours, I'd guess.
Okay. I'm reading also that Payano's been ordered to fight McDonald
for the WBA
Super title.
Super or one. I think they're cleaning up the belts, which is good. We've actually got a fight scheduled probably for April the 9th. So
for McDonald.
Yeah. So I'm going to speak to Gilberto and say, look, no problems fighting Payano. I think it's a great fight.
Get him on the 9th card?
No, probably not. It's a good fight. I fancy McDonald to win. Payano's a good fighter, but I think Payano's fighting Warren in a rematch. So let them fight, and we'll box on April 9th, and then we'll do the fight in the summer, if the WBA allow. I have to speak to Gilberto Mendoza, but you know, I didn't expect that, to be honest with you, but I'm happy with it. Jamie will fight anyone, so.
As we've seen.
Yeah, I know. He'll go anywhere. Just give him the check.
Have you secured the opponent for Anthony Joshua for the 9th yet?
I mean, I'm ready to strike. I've got a few guys ready to go. A lot of people want to fight Anthony Joshua, but also a lot of people want a King's ransom to do it. So,
what's the IBF situation with?
Nothing yet.
Takam?
I mean, you know, we could be in line for a fight with Takam. He's on the list. It's a good fight.
For the 9th, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good fight. It's a tough fight. Obviously, no, you know, you look at a fight like Chisora, which I think might not necessarily be as tough as the Takam fight, but probably has more appeal. Perhaps not to the people watching this, but to the bigger picture. but Takam might be more appealing to the people watching this, if that makes sense. You know, Stiverne, Bryant Jennings. These are the Hoofers. These are guys who are proper tests.
Who's the front runner?
I think Chisora probably makes the most sense if it's for the vacant European title. But again, like, we haven't really I haven't gone into huge depths with Calla and Isse about negotiations for that fight. So if he's unrealistic, we ain't got time to mess around. We'll move on.
You're announcing his opponent next week?
Yeah, middle of next. So we'll be done by tomorrow night or Saturday or Sunday. So I like Stiverne and Jennings personally.
Yeah.
You know, Stiverne's a tough fight, and so is Jennings. But I think it gives sort of the international credibility, and it's not something we need. I need a guy that's going to provide a test for AJ. He's going to improve him as a fighter, and a guy that the public can you know, get interested in. Whether that's Jennings or Stiverne or Chisora, I think the British public would probably, you know, Chisora would be an easier opponent to digest.
I like Chisora or Jennings. That's my...
Thank you. Well, you might get your wish. You never know.
That's my thing. So obviously we know that Flanagan's out injured at the moment, so that fight's been put back to March the 12th. We know there's a lot of talk of the winner of that possibly fighting Anthony Crolla. And do you know what was really good?
What was good?
I'll tell you what, this is really pleasing. People should really take note of this, right? The fact that Jose Burton versus Mark Shinkwin was made.
It's a great fight.
No,
yeah.
Not just the fight. The fact that it wasn't a purse bid situation and a deal between two companies that are not known for doing stuff outside purse bids was made. So that was a positive thing for boxing, I think.
I agree. I mean, I've spent a lot of time talking to Andy Alien from Queensbury Promotions lately, and I quite enjoy it. I've said it 100 times. I'm laid back. I'm just full of bullshit and a smile. That's me, simple guy. If it makes sense, I'll do it. I don't care if I don't like you or I like you, or it's just, if it makes sense for business and if it's good fun, we'll do it. And Shinkwin against Burton's a great fight. You know, they've called for purse bids. Burton was on the card anyway. I made him a great offer. They accepted. We make the fight. I think that's how it should be. Yeah. You know, and it makes sense because they might not have a card coming up for Shinkwin. So get him out. You know, same with Skeet. You know, we won a purse bid before for Yafai against Paul Butler, and they pulled Paul Butler out. It was disappointing. We won the purse bid for Eggington against Skeet, and he's fighting. Great. You know, if they would have won that purse bid, Eggington would have boxed on that card. Trust me, because he ain't giving up his belt. So that's how it plays out. And you know, again, I'm happy to make fights with anyone. It doesn't matter whether it's Warren, Hennessy, Sid Snot, you. You know, don't matter. As long as it makes sense, great. And you know, on those fights, I think my old man's going to have a little wager with Andy Allen as well. So it's a nice little. This is what it's about. It's about the buzz, isn't it?
Yeah. So, likely chances of Crolla now fighting Ismael Barroso.
Yeah, listen, Barroso, when we agreed to the Perez rematch, the resolution was that the winner must fight the winner of Barroso against Matthews. Subsequently, Barroso against Mitchell. So we have to fight Barroso next. So we talked with Linares. We actually agreed terms with Linares, but he wasn't allowed a unification. Could we have a Flanagan unification? Overseeding maybe, but definitely not with March the 12th in the way, because we've got to schedule Crolla's fight, and that'll probably be end of April. But could we do it after? Yeah, for sure. And I fancy Crolla to beat Barroso. Everyone presumed we'd swerve Barroso. Crolla's right up for it because he thinks everyone's writing me off in that fight. So we've got to fight him sooner or later. Did
you see Stormzy's video?
Yes.
What did you make of it?
I was quite surprised. I think it's quite good for Dillian. People are talking about him. Do you know what I mean? But I don't think Dillian would. I haven't spoken to Dillian about it, but I can't imagine that he loved it.
No.
But
to be, I mean,
the only thing is Dillian's in a song.
Yeah, but in Stormzy's defence, Dillian did say that if James asked him, like a child, what would you do if he told you to shut up? He said he'd knock him out, one bang. So to be fair,
Stormzy replied via like, international hit-selling song that goes over. He didn't mention his name, did he? But
no. What would be the best thing if Dylan come up with his own track now?
Yeah, it's unlikely, but I think at the end of the day, if I was Dylan, I'd say you're still talking about me. But Dylan, I think Dylan's new to. Obviously, you know, he was having a lot of low-profile fights and had this massive profile fight, and it's going to take him time to get used to the fact that people are going to call him out, people are going to goad him, and people are going to use his name. So just take it as a positive, you know. Wow, this rapper's writing about me. Thank you. That's what I'd do.
Really?
Yeah.
Be a long time before anyone.
Stormzy? No, he said his next track's about me.
Is it? Fair enough. Have you got anything else you want to add?
No, see you Saturday, 7:30, Sky Sports 1.
No other news?
No, press conferences next week. Monday, Birmingham, Eggington Skeet. Tuesday, I think, Liverpool for Smith, Hamady, Rocky and Cardle, Dodd. And Thursday, Joshua, I think.
Okay. Will Joshua's opponent be there on Thursday?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Finchley's not that far, is it? So.
I don't think Chisora's a favourite. I'll leave you with that.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Edion.